record on this computer. There we go. So again, it is Tuesday, November 1st, when our second day of the new science unit, Mod 6 on force and motion. Yesterday, you started the unit and you were reading through the lesson. It's pretty long, so you're going to want to keep working on that. At the end of it, you just take the quiz, and I think it's due tomorrow. So please keep working on your quiz. Right now, I'm going to share the screen with you and optimize it for video clip because I have a couple of video clips. You'll see in the lesson on about page 8, they switch from talking about gravity to talking about pushing and pulling. So pushing and pulling can do a lot of fun things. You can use magnets, you can use gravity and swings, push and pull, and all of these physics forces check upon each other a little bit. So they have you check on different kinds of pushing and pulling. But I wanted to show you a couple of cool videos. First one I'm going to show you is about an invention called Newton's cradle that shows that same law, Newton's law, that a force exerted upon something else will create an equal and opposite reaction. So a Newton's cradle is a cool invention that does that. This is just a couple of minutes long.
In addition to explaining gravity, Newton came up with lots of ideas about the way things move.
Got it. So where do we begin?
Well, the first step is to put some energy into the device. Without energy, you can't get anything moving. When you pull back on the ball, you are taking some of your energy and putting it into the ball. As long as you are holding the ball up, that energy is waiting to be used. We call that potential energy. Now when Brandon lets go of the ball, gravity pulls the ball down and the potential energy is turned into energy of motion, which is called kinetic energy.
When the first ball crashes into the second ball, it passes most of its kinetic energy on. So the second ball then crashes into the third ball, and so on until it reaches the last ball, which goes flying out. Since the energy gets passed on from one ball to the next, this is called transfer of energy. Now, in a perfect world, once you put energy in a Newton's cradle, the ball should keep banging back and forth forever. But the energy didn't just disappear. You see, as the balls move through the air and bang into each other, there's a lot of friction. Friction is the force that happens when things rub together as they move past each other. Whenever you have friction, some of the kinetic energy gets turned into heat energy.
If you want to see how friction turns kinetic energy into heat energy, just try rubbing your hands together as fast as you can.
All right, guys, rub your hands together. See if you can turn your motion.
So the energy is not lost. It just gets changed into a different type of energy.
And there you have it.
Some serious science at work and a very cool toy.
See you next time. Bye!
But what they didn't show you is how Newton's cradle works. If you, I have a Newton's cradle somewhere, but not here right now. But if you drop one ball comes off the other side. Drop two, then two come off the other side. If you drop three, then three come off. You can do this with people as well. If we were in the same room, we could line up next to each other, shoulder to shoulder. And if the person on the end bumped the line, then the last person would bump off. If the two people on the end together bumped the line, then the two people would bump off. It's kind of fun to try. Maybe you have invented, like with dominoes or toys at home, a way to make potential kinetic energy thing with pushing and pulling. If I reach out and pull this cup, it's going to push into this marker. Uh-oh, my marker didn't hit the other marker. And if Ms. Laws aims right, it will hit the other marker, which will hit all the markers and they'll all fall down. Now, this is a chain of motion where the energy is passed from one object to the next through pushing and pulling. There are some people who have invented really great ways to pass energy on from one object to the next. And I'm going to share with you one of my very favorite ones. This is actually a musical group. And they decided that a cool way to make their music videos would be to set up all sorts of objects that would have a chain reaction. The group is called OK Go. And they've made about 3 or 4 of these really cool videos where one thing knocks into the next and knocks it over. In this video, they use paint. And it starts out with just a small motion and it builds up to a pretty huge one. The problem with doing these things, of course, is that you only get one shot at it, because if it doesn't work, everything's already blown. So this is called a Rube Goldberg machine. I think you're going to love it. It's just about a 5-minute video with music. Everything that happens in it really happened all at one time. They just moved the cameras around. So let's try it. And where's my, there it is, Chrome, escape, get out of this one, go here. Here we go. So this is, this too shall pass Rube Goldberg machine.
It sounded like you guys said my name.
Nope. And so this group is called OK Go, and everything that you see happening really happens. Here they go. First, they're pushing a car. Or it's going to knock into some dominoes. They're all pushing each other down. Now they pull a string. They're all using gravity. The gravity rolls the ball down. And hits the other ball. Lots more gravity. Gravity, gravity, gravity. Pushing and pulling. And gravity. Centrifugal force. Woo! The tire knocked all the light switches on. This was wound up and it had a little pedal. Gravity. 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 Lots of pushing, lots of gravity. Those are a whole bunch of mouse tracks. Gravity, force, pushing. Oh, look, water is flowing through the things and it's getting heavy. Gravity. More gravity. Don't try this at home. Had a big boom. Hold the string, it knocks the barrel down. Our rolls with gravity. While pushing. Wow. And those are all the people who built the machine. So pretty funny. So that actually was all just put together so that everything would knock into everything else. And then they had to try it and see if it worked. It took a lot of tries to get it right. But if you're bored at home and you want to build your own machine, you can just start out with some things lying around and just stack them up like dominoes and make your own Rube Goldberg machine that'll knock things over. Use strings and heavy things and gravity and force and pushing and pulling. Use a little science, but of course, please don't use the paint because your parents would not be happy about that. All right, friends, that's all I've got for today. Force, motion, science, mod 6, go in there, read the mod and do the quiz.